Son of Sam, psycho. He was definitely psycho. But I remember Son of Sam. I remember going through the tolls, and they were holding up the picture on the newspaper, selling the newspaper with Son of Sam. I remember that picture in my head. I'll never forget that. But I feel bad for him, you know. Even though what he did, you know, he didn't have a good life. You know, he suffered, and they medicated him. And I hate saying that. I hate validating the medication. I hate validating the psych ward. Because, like I said, the most sane people are in the psych ward as patients. So, you know, it's tough. You know, they make them sick so they can say they got to fix them. It's like giving you cancer so they can take it out. That's what they do. They feed you candy and cake and coffee and all these things that ruin your teeth. You see, I got a lot of knowledge about teeth, so they can charge you thousands and thousands of dollars to fix them. They give you a crown and it lasts maybe 3 years until you bite into a pretzel and goodbye crown. You have crowns, apples, or lemons. That's all I can say. So and pretzels. It's all a scam to make money. It's all a scam to make money. You know, cars are made to last 3 years for the lease, and they're pretty much garbage after that. You know, if you can't, I don't know how you can get a warranty on them. That car shield stuff, that's crap. This is the biggest crap all over in the world. They got sued and paid a $12 million fine for lying on TV about their service. And they paid the fine and ran the same commercial over and over. It's cheaper to pay the fine and run the commercial. You know. And that's what they do. They don't care about you. I know a guy who had car shield and his car sat in front of the mechanic shop for 3 months before they fixed his transmission. So now, if you got to pay for a rent-a-car for 3 months, you might as well pay for the transmission. It's ridiculous. And that's the whole thing with insurance. Deny. Look at United Healthcare. Luigi shot him in the back. And I wish he didn't shoot him in the back. I wish he let him turn around and took it in the front. But I know I preach forgiveness, but it turned out the CEO was a real scumbag. He really screwed a lot of people. He killed a lot of people. So there is justice. There is justice, and Luigi should go free, I think. And I know they won't let him go free. Because they protect CEOs. They don't protect the Luigis. Luigis go to jail. CEOs don't. So that CEO was a real scumbag. And he was screwing a lot of people. And he wasn't going to jail. He probably wasn't even under indictment. But Luigi, he's done. So I think what happens with Luigi's story is he gets 12 jurors to judge him. And I don't think they're going to find 12 jurors that'll convict him. And if he gets off, that's how he's going to get off. They're not going to find 12 jurors that'll convict him. It's like they can't find 12 jurors that'll convict me. I could shoot someone right in the street right now. They can't find 12 jurors that'll convict Jesus. I don't think so. Good luck with that. I get to pick my jurors, not your little jury experts. I pick my juries. I'm going to pick you to go on my jury. And you think you're going to say guilty? Even if they got a picture of me shooting the guy in the back with a smile on my face, there's no guilty verdict. And there's nothing I can do about it. That's not going to happen. I'm not shooting anybody. But look, Trump said it himself. He says, I can shoot somebody in the back and not lose a vote on 6th Avenue. And he wasn't lying. So, and he's another one. They wouldn't get jurors to convict him. I don't know. He had his little trials, but he didn't go to jail and he became president. So you do the math. I mean, come on. It's all bullshit. He got big fines. He didn't pay him. He doesn't have money to pay him. How you can trust a guy that runs 2 or 3 casinos into the ground and make him president? Yeah, that's smart. That's like putting a butcher in charge of your chicken coop. You won't have many chickens for too long. But, I don't know. And the Russians took Trump's money. The Russians took Trump's money for those casinos. They siphoned it out. Because Trump owed the Russians for all the construction projects he does in the city. You can't move a brick in Manhattan without a Russian mob telling you to move it. So don't give me this bullshit that Trump doesn't know the mob. He might not be the mob, but he's owned by the mob, and that's a big difference. And the mob does a lot of things, but I don't think any of the hitmen had the balls to kill Jesus, so I'm not really too concerned. And I got God on my side. Do I look scared? Am I doing this with sunglasses on my face, or am I doing it? Doing it like that? Put the camera like that, and saying what I'm saying. I'm doing it right here, bitch. Come for me. You know where I live. Come for me. So, and all those people trying to screw me and kill me, don't worry. The FBI, they got your number. They know where you live. There's a problem with you. You got a phone that has a tracking device in it, and it can hear you talk, everything you say. So, do the math. That's why this has been taking so long, because they're rounding up all the cows. They're rounding up all the sheep. And they're gonna get them all. If we attack too early, a couple of sheep will get away. But the way it's gonna happen, nobody's getting away with nothing. My mother's going down, my brother's going down, my whole family's going down. They're all going down. And not an ounce of forgiveness. So it's okay. What goes around comes around. It's a coming. So, and I'm not saying anything people don't know. It's a common knowledge that the mob runs the city. I mean, come on, you can't move a garbage can. I work for Local 79, which is the garbage union. You can't move a garbage can without the mob approving it. Come on. There was 2 guys that tried to run a garbage company. I don't know what town it was on the island here. They found him dead. You don't do that. So, I guess they wouldn't pay the bribe, or they wouldn't do whatever they wanted. So they found him dead. Like Whitney, Lennon, John F. Kennedy, they found him dead. They wouldn't do what they wanted. I believe the mob killed all of them. The record industry, it's all mob. The record industry, I worked for EMI Records, Capitol Records. It's all mob. Anything with big numbers, like the lottery, all mob. And they rigged the lottery. They rigged the lottery. I have pictures on my social media and on Twitter, especially, and you probably don't understand why they're there. Pictures of the lotto machines. The way those pictures are rigged, the way they're rigged, they can put any ball they want in that picture. And you don't know, they can pick any number they want. It's not legit. It's not random. And look, with the money amount, the money amount every day in the lottery, the millions and millions of dollars, you're going to tell me it's not ripe for that? It's not. Oh, shit. I knew